Okay, Ray, how's it going, man?
Very well.
Excellent, excellent. It's so dope to have you in the lounge.
And it's so great to meet you all of a sudden.
Definitely, definitely. Time. Yes, most definitely. So you're going to be going to the 2021 NOBULL CrossFit Games this year.
That's correct. Yeah.
That is incredible. I give you big ass salute right about now because, Ray, that is some serious shit.
Yeah, and you know what? I know we'll get into this a bit, but I don't know if it's really hit me.
Really?
I think when I'm in the corral for the first time, getting ready to go on the stage, I know I'm training hard. Yeah. But I've said that to other people you know what? I don't know if it's hit me yet. Maybe driving in the truck, like I'm waiting for this. I don't know, something. You know, this smack or
this epiphany.
Yeah, or something. And no, it's just, you know what? Training hard and and I think, you know what? I know I'm going, but I don't know if it's really where I'm going and the people I'll be elbow to elbow with.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, we always start things off by letting everyone know who you are. So please introduce yourself to the lounge space.
So I'm Ray Bissonette. Like you've said, I'm going to the 2021 CrossFit Games. Yeah. I work for Nelson River Construction. I'm the safety and health manager there. Been there for 18 years now. First started CrossFit back in the day, about 9 years ago, with Paul at the old gym that you
Start
know.
1.0.
Yeah. You know what? I'm probably getting ahead of myself. I have a family. I have a wife, Linnell, and a daughter, Samara. Linnell is actually the one that introduced me to CrossFit.
Okay.
And two brothers. One lives in Kenora, Ontario, and the other in Thunder Bay. Small family. My parents are still both alive.
Yes.
And my dad's 94.
What?
Yeah, my mom's 89.
So awesome.
Yeah. So they, like I say, they're still both alive, both in Kenora.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You are from Kenora. Yes?
I am from Kenora.
Yes.
Yeah.
When did you move to Winnipeg?
I was about 23 years old when I moved to Winnipeg from Kenora.
Why Winnipeg?
You know what? I always wanted to live in Winnipeg.
Okay.
As a little kid, you know, I worked at the mill when I first got out of high school and all that, but I always wanted to live in Winnipeg. I don't know why. Even from I can remember my grandparents, my one set of grandparents were in St. Francis Xavier.
Okay.
And Saint Jean Baptiste is my and we'd always come to Winnipeg, and I can remember always wanting to be in Winnipeg. You know, I love Kenora. Kenora is such an awesome.
Well, it's practically Winnipeg's backyard.
Well, yeah, and such an awesome place. You know, awesome friends. Had an awesome growing up. You know, you're out at 9 o'clock at night, and I lived in Keewatin. Every house on that block is your block parents. Right. Everybody is your parents. Right. You know, there's not a house that you couldn't run to if there was something that you needed or whatever. Right. You know, that was the great part. But it was just, I don't know, a little too small for me or something. And Winnipeg is, to me, a big town. That's fair. It's not, you know, it's still...
We're not quite a million yet?
Not
yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, but you know, and I've always wanted to live in Winnipeg.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's not that much of a stretch. Like, I've got friends originally from Thunder Bay. They moved to Winnipeg. Mm-hmm. They didn't pick Toronto. They picked Winnipeg. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because once they got to know what Winnipeg was like, they're like, hey, we actually like it here. Yeah. I mean, Winnipeg's awesome. I can't pretend it's not.
Yeah, I love it here.
Now, you're going to the games. No one wakes up one morning and says, I want to go to the games.
No.
So it all started somewhere. Mm-hmm. Now, when you were coming up, you were active, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, I was very active in hockey growing up. Okay. I was always natural, athletically. I wouldn't say I was a great athlete, but if I could pick up sports really quick, when I picked up a golf club, I wasn't a great golfer, but I could hit a ball. Okay. You know, and I was always average, above average with anything I did in sports. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Now we know that you came from a bodybuilding background. Right. So we're talking MABBA.
Yes.
Yes. Pre-MABBA.
No, it was MABBA.
It was MABBA.
It was already MABBA. Yeah, it was already MABBA.
Okay.
It wasn't that.
Now, MABBA is a whole nother ball game from CrossFit.
That's right.
The training modality is completely different. The nutrition is different. Everything is different.
Everything's different.
So how did you get into bodybuilding?
Well, as a kid, I always walked around without my shirt off, flexing my little muscles, you know, all that.
Love it.
Yeah. When I was probably 13 or 14 years old, my dad had this old workout things with the plastic weights, and I worked out. And I can remember one time, the first time I was playing, I think it was bantam or midget hockey, and a lot of my friends didn't work out. And I can remember lacing up my skates in the dressing room, and one of my buddies looked over and went, "Holy shit, what are you doing with your arms?" And then I realized, my arms are getting very muscular. Like they're getting big, like, you know, and that. So I always, from that point on, I always loved lifting weights. I always lifted weights. And I think that's part of one of the reasons I moved to Winnipeg is that there was gyms there in Kenora, but there was Reed Schindel here. There was, you know, all these bodybuilding guys were up here. There was Golds. There was 2 or 3 Golds
once
gyms.
upon a time. Yeah,
I was in heaven. I remember the first time I walked into Golds on St. James. I was absolutely thought I had gone to heaven.
Well, Golds and bodybuilding go together.
Exactly.
Like,
first time, you know, training with Reed Schindel, meeting Reed Schindel. So, you know, from there, I think that was part of why I moved to Winnipeg when I think of it. Okay. And it just, I'd always loved lifting weights. Yeah. I just always have loved pushing weights. Right. And that's where the bodybuilding, and back then that was really, like there was no physique or it was bodybuilding. Right. You lifted weights or you power lifted. There was bodybuilding, power, and Olympic lifting, but I really hadn't had any experience knowing anything about Olympic lifting back then. So I just, you know what, started lifting weights and then started making friends because I was this new guy from Kenora going to college, you know, and probably going more to the gym than to my college classes. And then all my friends, my circle of friends, we all lifted together. Like we all hung out together and we all lifted together. We broke bread on Sundays together. You know, I can remember I can't remember how many years we would work out in the morning really hard, and our reward was going to the Viscount Court to go eat. Yeah. There you go.
The classic post-workout meal.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah. So that's where and then I lifted until I started getting I started getting hip problems and knee problems, shoulder problems, and stuff like that. So there was a point probably when I was about 32 or 33 where I quit lifting altogether. Okay. Was it because you were just kind of tired of training that modality? Yeah, I was just like, well, when I was like about 25 or 26, I got the opportunity to see what guys in California look like. Right. And I knew that there was no way in hell I was ever gonna even be in the stratosphere. Like when you get a wake up, when you see what is out there, when you're in your little fishbowl and all of a sudden you see what's out in the big fishbowl, you go and the guys that we're seeing weren't even top competitors, you know.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, there was a guy that guest posted here, and I don't know if you remember Nimrod King. I competed. Okay, Nimrod King came in. He was huge. Okay. He came and guest posed when I competed in one year in the Mr. Manitoba. Okay. And I can remember watching him come into the dressing room, and he looked a little bit bigger than a normal guy, right? And I thought, this guy's not. He started pumping up, and I could, when he took his shirt, and he had a shirt, so when he took that off, there's no words that could describe the size of this guy. And then, so you know, I knew that my love, even though no matter how much I love the sport of bodybuilding, I was never going to get to where I wanted to be with it. And I still lifted, but I knew my limitations. I didn't have the genetics near of what, you know, of what it would take to get to there.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Which brings us to, are you ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
I guess I'll try one of those fairy workouts.
Oh, so you heard about that too, eh? So you want the whole story?
Give it to me, man.
Okay. So I was getting really bored in bodybuilding. So about 32 or 33 years old, and I can't remember. It's not on there. I quit lifting altogether. Right. And I was running a little bit, and I don't know. I was just, you know, it was 2 years there. My shoulders ached. I got surgery on both shoulders. I had bone spurs in them, and that was the cause of my pain. So they ground them down. But when I got back, I just, you know, I rehabbed them. But I was probably still going to the gym a little bit. But my enthusiasm for it was totally gone. Yeah, it was totally gone.
Almost like burnout.
Yeah. You know, and then my wife was going to this boot camp with some god-awful coach trainer named Paul Dick. Yes. So when Paul started this, and I heard about his boot camp, we go to a friend's house and he's talking about it, right? And now Paul had moved into the Mac store, right? So he moves into the Mac store, and my wife's bugging me, and my friend's bugging me. So finally, I say, okay, you know what? Sign me up for a workout. So I get there, and I said, like, I don't think these fairy workouts. That's what I do. I said, I don't think these fairy workouts are going to do anything for me. So we get there, or I get there, and it's early in the morning, right? I do the 6 o'clock class, so I get there first. I'm the first one there. Doors are still locked. I'm waiting, and Paul pulls up. I says, "Hey, how's it going?" And he goes, "Good." And he didn't say really much to me. He opens the doors and walks in, and I says, "Oh, I'm Ray Bissonette. I'm here." He says, "Yeah, okay." So other people start showing up. Hey, we get ready. We start doing the warm up. I almost didn't make it through the fucking warm up.
The warm up.
I almost fucking.
The warm up.
Yeah, the warm up. We're just warming up.
Yeah.
And then Paul's made the comment about the fairy workouts. And I went, fuck, somebody told them. So then I thought, oh, he's going to beat me now. Oh, it's going to be hard. So did the workout, dragged myself to work, literally dragged myself to work and laid there and went, oh my God, what did I just... So one thing about me is I'm really, really stubborn.
Okay.
If there's something I can't do...
You're like, fuck it. No, I'm
going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like especially if I see that, I'm going to fucking do it. It just, so I came back again, right? And I came back again, and I came back again, and I came back again. And, first 2 months were hell. The first 2 months were absolutely...
Well, you're readjusting.
Well, the nervous system, right? And everything like that. And I just... Yeah, and then mobility, right? Like moving. I couldn't move. Like I had no mobility at all. I could not. If we were sitting there like 9 years ago, I couldn't have done this. I sure as hell couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So I just stuck with it and stuck with it. And people ask me, "What's your biggest accomplishment in CrossFit?" And my biggest accomplishment in CrossFit is the first time I ran that 400 meter around the block. Okay. In fact, I'm getting choked up thinking about it because I can remember. Because I can remember like tears in my eyes when the workout and then go for the run, because I always I'd get to the back, and if you remember where we ran, there was a back lane. Paul used to stand there, and when I hit those fence where the end is fence, I used to run that, so he'd think I was running, and then I'd fucking stop again.
You thought you'd fool Paul.
Yeah, I thought I'd fool Paul. Yeah, I didn't fool him at all. So, but I can remember the first time getting out of the workout and running it and making it. The next one was when I ran it with power. When I was coming out of that Mac store, or that old Mac store, and being able to run that 400 with some energy, with some hunger in it, to get back to the gym for my next round or whatever. That's when I was hooked. That's when I knew that I was going to be doing this for the rest of my life.
Really quickly, I want you to describe that feeling, because a lot of people have opinions about CrossFit.
Right.
I think we're mostly beyond a lot of those opinions, because I think now people have recognized, okay, not only is CrossFit a serious thing to train for, but it's bled over. Let's be honest, a lot of people barred from CrossFit in the last little while.
Yeah.
All these little gyms opening up, these boutique gyms, can't tell me they're not barring from CrossFit at this point.
Exactly.
Let's be honest about what's happening here. But the initial impressions of CrossFit were never positive.
Yeah.
Right? Now, can you remember how you felt for that moment that you just described?
If you could take a car, like we're by the highway here, and I was walking across that road, and I was halfway across, and a car was coming, and it hit my foot and went boom over, that's how I felt.
Fucking love it, man.
That's how I felt.
Love it.
And you know what? When I get that feeling again is when I watch somebody new come in. And I say this to everybody, when I see somebody, I just tell them, hang in there for 2 months. Mm-hmm. You know what? No matter what happens, do this for 2 months. Make a commitment for 2 months, and let your nervous, because it's not your body, it's your nervous system.
And you're not lying.
No, let your nervous system adapt. Yep. And then if you want to quit, then quit.
Exactly.
But give yourself 2 months.
You have to
2 months to adjust.
Yeah.
And another big kick I get is watching people hit their goals. Like I know how I felt when that happened. So when I see somebody hit a butterfly pull-up, or I see somebody get over the rings, or I see somebody get over the bar, I know what they're like. It's the same thing. I've never had that rush of running around, no matter what else. I can walk that whole floor, and it never did anything for me like running that block, because I I thought I was in pretty good, when I started CrossFit, I thought I was in pretty good shape. I thought when I went back that first week, I found out that I was in really shitty shape.
I know that feeling.
I was in fucking bad shape.
It's true.
Yeah.
I remember walking out of the first workout at Undefeated on Heavy. I don't know if you were the same for you, but I was walking to my car very slowly because literally every muscle was spasming.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're literally walking out like this.
Yeah.
But that was the epiphany moment.
Yeah.
It's like, I've never felt like that before. And the endorphin rush that came over me with all the spasming going on was mind-blowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Completely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And that's why I want you to describe that feeling, because you're never really going to know. You can hear someone describe that feeling, but you're not really going to know until you actually do it.
Yeah, you don't know it till you, like, it and it's, you know what, you might never get that feeling, but who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Right? Like even too, and it's great that I'm going to the games and that, but it's not my driver. My driver is that I can hang out with my daughter. My driver is like, you know what, I can do everything and anything most 20-year-olds can do. I should show you some pictures of me water skiing. You know, I can put my elbow into the water, you know, and stuff like it's just, I don't like I get checks or I get letter or in mail from the Manitoba Senior Citizen the other day, and I'm wondering, why the fuck are they sending this to me?
Yeah.
Well, and I then realized, you know what, because I'm only 55.
But you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it.
But that's, you know, but yeah, you know, but it's just, yeah, I can't, you know, I can't explain to people that, and you don't have to do it. Like I'm probably go over what you have to do, but it's because of what I like to do. It's just it's my DNA. Yeah. You know, like if you talk to Chris McLean or you talk to people that know me, they'll say it's in his fucking DNA. It's just who he is. Even too, you know, if I was going into the open and with no intention to move on, I would still give it everything I got. Exactly. Because it's just how I'm programmed.
And you weren't training to get into the games.
No, not this year. No,
you were just training.
Yeah, you know, there was talk. We were talking about it, but I knew I would make it past the open.
The open,
yeah. I knew that. But you know, we had a little bit of, and I was saying, whatever. And then the qualifier came, and then, you know, I had a month and a half or so to start to train because of the pandemic. You know, it was there was not much training going.
Oh,
like,
really?
Oh my God, you know. And then got through that, you know, and like I say, we were 23rd coming into that last workout. We knew that last workout was a really good workout for me.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, put the pedal to the metal and when the dust cleared, it was 18th, and then my buddy down in Southern Ontario, something happened. He got a point, so he jumped 1 point ahead of me. So it's funny because all the Canadians are 18, 19, 20. So us three, we're all three of us are right there. Yeah. So
now, training during the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic in and of itself has never happened in any of our lifetimes. Mm-hmm. This is some like mind-altering, world-altering shit. We all had to lock down. Mm-hmm. So there's the stress of being in a pandemic.
Yeah.
There's the stress of being worried about, I mean, you have family. Mm-hmm. There's the stress of, please let my family stay safe and healthy throughout this. On top of that, Ray, training for the games.
Yeah.
What was that like mentally, psychologically?
You know what? Just didn't, you know what? What arises passes away. I knew this is coming. It's going to go away one day. So you know what? I can't do anything for the future, right? Past is gone. I can only do what is right now. Right now is right now, but right now is now the past. So I can only do what's right now. So all I can worry about is that little time frame of what I'm doing right now. So when I trained, whatever, and it was fun. You know what? I got to say, we got a little gym in at the home. It's nothing great, but I got to train with my wife. Me and my wife, you know, we trained together.
That's the best.
We did little Iwans. Our daughter, you know, she would train once in a while. So, you know, and it was going to be what it was going to be. I got some other stuff, like, you know, that I didn't have. Like I got a rope, but I got 9 foot ceilings in the basement. Yeah. So I couldn't climb a rope, but I could with an L sit up the rope.
You could do an L sit.
Yeah, stuff like that. we had a bar for doing butterfly pull-ups and stuff like that. So I was able to do that. I had a bar for Oli. I had my Oli bar, but I can't drop, with the way our floor is made, I couldn't drop the weight. So I had to so it was more about form. And, I just let things fall where they were going to fall. If it worked out, it worked out. If it didn't, we deal with whatever came in that moment.
So there was never any extra pressure?
Never for me, no.
Nice.
No, there was no pressure. There's never been pressure for me to go. If tomorrow I didn't want to go, I would just say I don't want to go, but I want to go.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's no, I feel a little bit of pressure sometimes in even, I guess now with people like you always want to do great, right? You always want to do really good.
Of course.
And it's funny, I got an email from a very good friend of mine, Jen McMillan, the other day. Me and Jen trained a lot. She's with CrossFit Rock. She's one of the owners of CrossFit Rock in Brandon.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I knew her name was familiar. I'm like, wait a minute, where did I know from?
And actually, she sent me an email there just a couple days ago, and and replying back to her, I told her I'm ready to be as good as I can possibly be.
Nice.
Not I'm ready to beat the guys there, or I'm ready to be as good as I possibly physically can be on those 2 days that I'm going to be there. And you know what? That's all you can ask for anybody is
very true.
Is to be the best that you can be.
Very true.
Right.
Very true.
And when I say that too, I say that as it's easy to be really good in whatever when you're on top, but I measure a person if they're last or something really won. How are they there?
Yeah.
That's the true measure to me as a person. So no matter how I do there, I measure myself on how I conduct myself and represent Manitoba and all this CrossFit community that I know. I've trained with, that I've shared sweat with. That's my more bigger stress or pressure on me. Is to represent all of us
there you go.
To represent Manitoba in a way that those people they're hard trainers, but look at it, they're very sportsmanlike or whatever. They carry themselves very well. That to me is what I'm carrying out there also is that.
That's awesome. Yeah. I can't think of any other way that you should look at it, to be perfectly honest. Your perspective on this is unbelievable. I'm loving every second of it.
Awesome.
Seriously, salute, man. God damn. We just want to send a nice little shout out to Jen McMillan, Rock Community Fitness.
Yes. Yeah.
The CrossFit community in Manitoba is the best. I'm sorry.
And you know what? And I got to add one more. CrossFit Core in Kenora.
K-Town.
Yes, sir. You guys, you know what? I love you guys too.
Yes.
I gotta. Dave. You know what? Dave has been awesome to me too. Every time I go down. In fact, I was down there to visit my parents 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
And we set up a workout with ourselves together, just the two of us. We went and did a run, this little workout that we had down at the rec center. Yeah, they had a class going, and me and him took off down to the rec center and had a great workout. I had a good talk with him. Had a great talk with Dave, and that like everybody, every person that I've trained with, I've learned something from. Every person.
Yeah. It's impossible not to take something away from everyone you train with. Yeah. Because it's almost like little bits here and there from everyone you train with. Yeah. They kind of help make up your training.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. This isn't the first time at the games though.
Pardon me?
This isn't your first time at the games.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
I haven't even. So I'll
wait a minute.
Yeah, I've never been to the games.
This is called bad research. Okay, so this year, last year you placed 27th, right?
Last year,
2020.
2020, I placed 18th or 17th, but only 10 went.
Oh, that's right. Because
I should have went the last 3 years.
That's right.
But the whole top, yes, but it was the top 10.
The whole master situation.
The whole masters with thing, yeah. So the last 3 years I qualified if it would have been top 20.
But that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
That is very true. Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
And the year I didn't go, when I was 21st, I believe, I went and represented Canada in Montreal for the World Olympic Lifting Championships.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that.
Yes, yeah. So I was training for both.
Yeah, that's got to be, a little bit daunting, knowing You've got two competitions in mind, somewhat similar, somewhat not.
But you know what? I knew the games would always be there. I knew I was in reach of the games. You know, I think I sort of knew it was just a matter of time.
Okay.
But when was I ever going to get the opportunity to go represent my country?
Yes.
At a weightlifting and lift in the Olympic Stadium?
Yes.
Ever again?
Yes.
You know,
completely.
so I said, okay, you know what? And we had the whole plan because the CrossFit Games were a week after the Olympic lifting. So I was going to come home, basically pack for the games and then take off.
Yeah.
So it was never. It was never an issue to me. I thought if I make it to the game CrossFit Games, great, I'm going to go too. But I'm really going to focus with going to the Worlds. To the Worlds. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that was
qualifying for that.
Yeah, that's wow. I'm not going to lie, I'd like to do that one day.
Yeah. So that was really cool. That was a great experience. Yeah.
Mind if I ask what your numbers were for?
Oh man, you know what?
For that one?
Okay, so I believe I snatched 81 kilo.
Okay.
And that's a Canadian record.
Yeah.
And 103 in the clean and jerk Canadian record and a total Canadian record. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And there's presence of greatness here.
No.
You are very humble, by the way.
No. Yeah. And that's, we talked about that before. I'm nothing special. I
beg to differ, but I appreciate how humble you are.
You know what? I tell people that, the only thing is I work hard.
That's fair.
Every day, like I have a goal, like with my mobility, I knew my mobility. Every day I worked on it. That every day. You talk to people who know me that go to the gym. I was probably one of the first one in the gym stretching before class. I'd be in if the gym was open before, I'd probably be in there 25, 30 minutes before class, doing something, working on something. And that's what separates me, I think, a lot from other people is just deciding that, like I said before, when I decide to do something or if I want to do something, I get down and work and start doing it and try to figure out how to do it. And that's patience, right? I don't quit. Like the only time you fail is if you quit.
Very true.
And you know what? CrossFit 204 had that sign at the back, and I always remember I'd always read that is the only time you fail is if you quit.
Very true.
Yeah. That's the only time. If you come back, you can get as frustrated as you want, and and it's funny because double unders. You
have a double under story.
Oh, you know what? If I had $1 for every time I chucked that stupid rope against our basement wall, because I just kept doing them till finally all of a sudden. And then what I laugh is sometimes I'll have people, well, it's easy for you. They say, oh yeah, it's easy for you. Look at you do double unders. Well, yeah, that's because I put in the time.
Yeah.
And it's everything. You just got to put in the time. And
do you remember the slashes from trying out double unders?
Oh yeah. Here, and whipping your butt. And
how are your triple unders?
Can do some, but not. I don't like doing them because they take off your timing. They screw up your timing.
They do.
Yeah. So I stick with even single. I don't like even doing single.
I know. I don't like single.
Yeah, because I've got my timing for double under, and unless something crazy happens, and all of a sudden they want us to do triple unders, which I don't think will ever happen.
Yeah, I can't see them.
I wouldn't. It's not something that would be on my radar that I would want to have in my. Yeah. It's not something.
Definitely. Now, for the games themselves, did you find that you and Paul had to switch up the training in any way whatsoever, or was it more a case of we're on the right path? This is the path that God is here. So we're just going to keep going at what we're doing. Or did you have to ante it up a little bit?
Oh, Paul is awesome. I can't, this was my first time really working with Paul together, and I trust him implicitly. We changed up my training lots. We focused on, and he's still focused on me lifting better. To make me more efficient, not to use more horsepower.
Yes.
When I start to get tired, I start to rely on a lot of horsepower, like power. My form will go away, and he's gotten me now to stick to my form and rely on form and that movement to keep energy there.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's just a mindset of you start to think I'm getting tired and start to do things that probably are even making you more tired. But
for sure.
Yeah.
Because you're expending way more energy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've worked a lot of that, and then he's really worked on my weaknesses. Like, he's really pushed me on my weaknesses, and so we've traded up the training for a different way now, because it's. And I was talking with one of the other competitors today. He called me, and the training to go to do the qualifier is nothing compared to the training to go and be competitive at the games. Yeah. You sit back. You're going to be in a stadium for 2 days with the 20 best in the world. Like, some of these guys are unbelievable runners. Mm-hmm. Some of these guys are unbelievable swimmers. Some of these guys are unbelievable at strength. Yeah. And you're going to be in there with these guys. Yeah. So you've got to come prepared. Yeah, you've definitely got to come prepared, because they're working hard. I can guarantee you, those guys aren't sitting back in a park with a park bench.
And some of those guys, that's all they do.
Well, and most of them, Brig Edwards told me one time that most of them come from college, like they were the top athletes in their college.
Exactly.
Exactly. They get great weather to train. Most of them, like Rob Bernay, a great friend of mine. He plays fourth this year, and we're meeting at the games. He's training me. He's telling me he's training at 70. It's 70 degrees out. And I said, "Oh yeah, like we're on WhatsApp or WhatsApp or whatever." So I go to video, and I says, "Here, we're in a blizzard. I'm in a blizzard right now, driving down Portage." And I showed him. He went, "Oh my god!" He says, "Oh my god, you got to get out of there."
Yeah,
he says, "Yeah, I'm training at 70 degrees out here."
Yeah, it's completely like being in Winnipeg. That's just the reality of being in Winnipeg.
Well, it's just and you know what? It is what it is, right?
Yep.
It is what it is. So I'm glad now that the games are like pushed to this time of year, because then we get some out, like we get some out time.
That was huge.
Yeah. I've been able to run now. I've been able to do running and stuff like that, and swimming and getting that stuff, because there will be running and swimming. So,
are you working with anyone else other than Paul?
No. Chris?
Nutrition or
no?
Like that?
Ask me about nutrition. You might be a little.
Okay, let's go there.
Okay. Like I eat what I want, except I eat well. I don't measure nothing. I don't see how much. I did that one while, and it so fucked me up, because oh my god, I gotta eat more
it's really.
So I just
mind-numbing.
And my family, like at my household, we graze. We don't sit down. There's no set time to go down and eat your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner or whatever. So we all eat sort of at different times, and we eat when we're hungry.
Exactly.
And that's my diet. I don't. And then too, I don't look at the scale. I look at how I look. Right. So
the scale.
I look at how how I feel. Do I feel heavy? Like if I'm doing pull-ups, do I feel heavy on the pull-up? If I'm doing bar muscle, do I feel heavy on the bar muscle? If I do, then I'll back off my carbs a bit. Right. If I feel really good, a lot of times I will back things off just to make things hard like that. Then I'll give myself a rush of food.
Right.
So like my body thinks, oh, we're out of that starvation period, or we're out of all of a sudden, there's abundant food, so I better eat lots right now. Ice making machine. Yeah. So like stuff like that,
Okay.
But that's my.
Wow! Look at that.
Yeah. But I don't, because I like I say, I tried doing that, and it just didn't work for me. I just could not. And like I say, I don't really think I don't need it, because like I say, I don't feel like I'm any deficient in how I eat or my performance.
So what are you eating?
Mostly, so I don't eat red meat. I don't eat pork. I eat chicken, fish, a lot of eggs, and I'm more plant based. I eat a lot of beans. I eat a lot of protein like that, soy, that kind of thing. I'm a lot of potatoes. I really like potatoes. That kind of thing. But yeah, mostly my proteins are some chicken, fish. Nice. Lots of eggs, like I say, and then beans and stuff like that. That's
okay. So you didn't have to switch up your nutrition.
No, and I eat oatmeal every morning. I've eaten oatmeal every morning for the last 7 to 9 years.
I could oatmeal forever.
Yeah,
every morning could start.
Every morning, that's
totally fine.
Yeah, that's what I eat every morning.
There you go.
Yeah.
What about recovery?
In what sense?
In terms of Do you find that you're having to do anything differently in terms of recovery because of the amount of work you're doing? Or again, is this just, look, I'm on the right path. I just need to stay on this path because that's what got me here.
Yeah, I think so. Like I sleep till, like I go to bed about 9.
Okay.
And I'm up at 4:30.
Okay.
And then on weekends I get up at 6. So
okay.
At 6 a.m. I get up on weekends. I have elevated legs, so they're the pressure legs.
Right.
So if my legs, like if I have a really hard leg workout or whatever, I'll put those on to recover.
Okay.
I sleep when I need to. If it's 2:00 in the afternoon and I gotta have a little 10-minute nap, I have a 10-minute nap. But I don't ever think I'm not overtired or anything like that. A lot of times, your mind is your worst enemy.
Very much so.
There's a lot of times, and I was telling, we were actually, Paul and one of the people that come here, we were sitting here talking one day, and I was saying, there's more times than not I don't want to come here. My mind is telling me not to come here.
That's fair.
But I come here, once I start, now I'm here.
Yeah.
Right?
Once you walk through those doors,
it's just those demons, right?
Yeah.
Those demons sometimes say, you could go home and you sit on the couch, or you feel a little tired today, but that all goes away as soon as I get through that door and start stretching.
Yeah.
And I know that, right? I know as soon as I start stretching, it's game on. The intensity will go up to, like, I try to train about 80 to 85% intensity.
Okay.
And maybe once or twice blow it up as hard as I can go, just to see. But mostly I try to train at about 80%.
Do you do yoga at all?
No, I stretch. I got my own routine at home. I sit in front of the TV and I'll stretch.
And that's the best part. There's things you can do while you're watching TV.
And that's what I don't understand sometimes. Like, I'm talking to some people, and that's I say, like, you know what? I do it every night mostly, and I'm sitting in front of the TV. It's just, instead of being on a couch, I'm laying on the floor.
Yeah.
And and it's always something I was really, before I could not squat down to save my life, so I worked on my hips, and now I work more on my shoulders, like more for the mobility back, and that I work and keep straight arms. I work more on that than my hips. I don't need to do that. Plus I meditate a lot, so I'm in a lotus position where my hips are so my hips get they're getting worked like that.
Meditation must help a lot. Meditation centers you.
Right.
It gives you calm.
Well, it does, but we talked about this. I practice Buddhism.
Right.
So my meditation isn't like some people sometimes come to the monastery and they want to meditate because they want to feel something, or they want to see lights, and that's not what meditation is about, right?
It's not.
No, it's about nothingness. It's about shutting your mind
off. It's literally,
it's about seeing, and that's another cool thing about it is people say, well, I say, just watch your breath. And you're watching your breath, and people say, well, I can't do that. My mind goes, and that's the whole point, is to see how your mind runs around and flies around like that. And it's to learn, and it's to learn to bring it to that place. So I guess in a way, I don't visualize anything when I'm doing that. Like, I'm not visualizing running 100 or winning something. All I'm doing is watching my breath come in and my breath go out through my nose. That's all I'm doing. Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah.
That's very key.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned to me earlier, I had asked, what are the songs that get you going in the gym? And when you said, I don't need music to train, you kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
A little bit, because I've always trained with music, and I don't know, music helps me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music has always helped me, just reach for a little bit further.
Yeah.
So it's mentally jarring to hear someone say, I don't need music, what?
Yeah. And that's totally, because most people, people say, hey, what do you want to play on the playlist? Whatever, I'm not going to hear it anyway.
You're not going to hear it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, that legitimately made me whoa, what's that like to train in quiet?
You should try it one time.
Literally,
you'll hear your breath.
I'm so accustomed to training to music, because in my life, music is literally on 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to get away from music just because of what I do.
Yeah.
So just the idea of training in quiet, but I don't understand.
But see, you might see it as pretty cool, because all of a sudden you're going to feel your lungs hurt, You're gonna feel the air coming in.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel things that probably you haven't felt before because your mind is focusing on the music, right? And all of a sudden you're gonna have nowhere else. Your mind's gonna have nowhere else to go but to look at what's going on here as you're training.
So what you're saying is music is a crutch.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying that. Nah. I'm just like I say. Even too, like you can have it cranked, and like even the music today when we did a workout together. Yeah. After about round 3, I didn't hear. No, I didn't even hear it anymore. I didn't even hear it anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if I were to ask you, throughout this pandemic that we've just gone through,
yeah,
the tough times in training, the tough times in life. You know what I mean? When you just felt like, wow, things are just weighing down, just a little heavy. You didn't go to music to lift yourself up. You didn't need music to lift yourself up. So for this segment that we call the pandemic playlist, typically that's where we ask, what songs, what albums did you discover or rediscover to help you get through the tough times? But you didn't need music to get you through the tough times.
There was no tough times.
There were no tough times.
There was no tough times.
Look at that.
Everything like there was no tough times. It's just what arose and what passed away.
That perspective is so phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just
legitimately phenomenal.
Yeah, and I've told it like I've said like Dave Spur, guy I really respect. I used to go to Undefeated and they had a class every Saturday.
Yeah.
And I can remember him talking about, like the competition's not everything. Like
right.
And I said too, like, whatever your goal is, if that's your whole focus, if my whole focus was just to stand on the top of that podium,
right, it's
gone in a second.
Yeah.
Now
very true.
Now what do I have? If
true.
that's all I looked forward to, what do I have now? It's gone. It's over. The time I'm going to spend in Madison, Wisconsin, is a blip. That
is very
gone.
True.
It's a memory.
It'll be your memory. Yeah.
It's a memory. And if you don't have nothing, if you're not like even with my training here now, I've tried because I used to get like in bodybuilding very focused. Like I would not go out. I would not eat anything. It was all about training, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I try not to be that way. Even if I get frustrated because there's a movement that I'm having trouble with, I as soon as I catch myself starting to get frustrated, I shut that down.
Right.
Because it's not worth it. It's such a short period of time in what's going to happen. Well, yeah. And if like I say, if that's your whole focus, and there's some people, that's got to be their focus because it's pending on their livelihood.
Right.
That's me or what happens out there doesn't pend my livelihood.
Very true.
I will take in, all the sights and sounds and enjoy them, but I also remember that there are going to be a memory here right after that.
A great memory, mind you.
A great memory, but it's a memory, and it's over. And it's over.
I love your perspective.
Well, thanks.
You were so incredibly centered. I can learn from you. I swear, I can learn from you. Seriously, you are so centered. It's like, wow, I need to get as centered as you.
But I got centered by the monks that I call my Kalyana Mittas, my good friends.
Okay.
Right? Like they're the ones that have sort of showed me what I sort of see now.
That's so awesome.
The transition from 6 years ago, like I think about 6 years ago I started practicing Buddhism. First time I walked in the monastery, and the person that was then is not the person that you're talking to now.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, Ray, I want to thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
This has been such a pleasure, including the workout that we did.
Yeah. You handled it good for a guy that's not been doing much.
Thanks, I guess.
You got through it. Yeah.
That was a little intense, but I mean, when all you've done is spin style training, you know what spin is like.
Fairy workouts.
The funny thing is, I remember mentioning to someone, so when we go to spin, they have like weights, these like plastic weights, but they don't go over 10 pounds, and you do them off the bike and on the bike, and it doesn't really work for me. So what I've done when I'm doing like the weight portion of this, I get off the bike and I just do thrusters. Like I'll do some compound shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because what they, no disrespect, it's just it doesn't do anything for me. So I just do compound shit.
Awesome.
Some sort of compound shit with the resistance band or what have you, and like a bar that'll attach to the resistance band. But it did not prepare me at all for what we did today. But I really thank you for that.
Can I give you one more story?
Of
Can
course.
I tell you one more story?
Of course.
So this is how Rob Renee, who's a very good friend of mine, I got to mention him. 9 years ago, I started CrossFit. Mm-hmm. In my second year CrossFit, I decided to try to get ready for the Granite Games.
Right.
And there was this guy that was on the leaderboard that was, me and him were fighting all the time.
Okay.
And his name was Rob Renee. And I'm like, this damn guy, I win one workout, he wins another. And so one day he FaceTimed me, or Facebooked me, right? And we started talking, and we became great friends.
Nice.
We've never met. We have never met, but and then we look at the game, like, you know what, at the games at the start, I would finish after, for the opens, 120th, and he'd be like close to that too.
Right.
And we made a pact that we weren't going to meet until we met on the grass at the CrossFit Games. So this year is the year that we,
fuck yes!
Yeah, that we're going to meet at the
That's
CrossFit
so
Games.
sick.
Yeah, so yeah, that's been a thing in 8 years of coming. So yeah, both trained always, and then always back and forth for the last 8 years on what are you doing, how's your training going, and and so this is going to be the first time we meet.
That's
so
sick.
Yeah, it's just we're both very, very excited. And 2 years ago when I was training, I'd finish a workouts for the qualifier, and I'd tell him what my time and what I found problem. And I can remember my coach saying, "You really want to do that? What if he beats you by one placing? What if he's the person that?" I said, I'd be just as happy as if I
Of course.
were. Yeah, I said, you know what? If he made it and he bumped me out because I helped him,
it would be totally fine.
I said it's no problem at all. So,
for sure.
Yeah. So I had to give Rob a shout.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. This has been great, man.
So much.
This has been so
it
good.
was a pleasure, and I love that it was your idea to do the workout and you did it first. As I mentioned you in there, nothing helps you get to know someone until you work out with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like legitimately.
Exactly.
And it was an extreme pleasure. I thank you so much.
Yeah, me too. I had a great. This was really enjoyable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I love that you're willing to go live.
Yeah, go live. You know what? Arrange it with Paul.
Hell yes, we will.
Arrange it with Paul.
We'll just do like a quick check-in.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? While you're there.
Yeah. In fact, you know, you guys can do more than one. Like, you know, like maybe with Paul, maybe it's not like, you know, he can show you when I'm on the field or whatever.
We will definitely make it happen.
Yeah.
Anything to help get more eyes on you, man.
Oh, thanks.
We were gonna be cheering your ass on. Like
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Seriously.
Well, you know, and that's one day Paul said that to me. He said, what was it, in Instagram or something? He just said about you're taking all of us with you to the field. And that was sort of with but I also, because me and Sydney are the first ones ever from Manitoba to go. Tyson did, but Tyson's from BC.
Yeah.
You know, and I went, yeah, fuck you, what? And then we're the first ones.
Yes, dude.
There's a lot of people that are on our shoulders going to be on that field with us. Yeah. So.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Seriously.
I'm excited.
Your family must be happy.
Yeah, oh yeah. My wife well knows, like, it's been 8 years. My daughter's not coming. She's gonna babysit the house with a friend. She decided, which is okay, and it worked out good because my plan is on the last workout was to bring my daughter back and be my coach in the back, but they wouldn't have allowed it.
Yeah,
Paul it's a specific band.
The rules are pretty.
They're very strict on.
I mean, and it makes sense. I mean, we're kind of.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. It makes sense. It's, you know, they've got to, if everybody did that, like, holy shit, it'd be chaos. Definitely. So but awesome, man. Thanks, Jake.
No, thank you.
This was great.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'll just give you a quick.
Did you get pictures from Paul? Because we took.
Yes.